Number 3, Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. The Star Wars prequel trilogy, here's what I think of it. First movie sucked. Jar Jar Binks ruined it, face it. Attack of the Clones, okay. This movie kicked ass. I mean, a lot of people that I know don't like this movie, but I personally think that it's the best of the prequel trilogy easily, and I'm trying to... Well, it's this... I don't know if it's the best movie in the entire saga, but it's definitely in the top 3. I think that it's better than A New Hope, but I like it so much because it gets into... Well, the whole prequel trilogy was getting into how Anakin Skywalker became Darth Vader in the first place. The first movie showed how he started off. Second movie showed how he grew into a warrior. This movie shows how Palpatine made him into a monster. But not only that, it was also how they really get into the bond between him and Obi-Wan. They're both like father and son, kind of. They both consider each other brothers, and you can really feel the pain that both of them are going through as they have to turn on each other. But also, I did not like Hayden Christensen's performance in this movie, but well, I don't know. He did like good enough. He got across what the character was feeling, and you can really feel Anakin's pain as he's turning into this monster that he himself was trying to destroy in the first place. And the basic the general concept is like he just wants to protect others. He wants to do good, and Palpatine is using this concept against him to turn him into an animal. And I also not only, but the action was also good. Like particularly the battle between the final duel between Obi-Wan and Anakin on Mustafar. Like, not only does it really get intense, but you can feel you can feel the anger and hostility that Anakin has towards Obi-Wan, and the pain and sorrow Obi-Wan has towards Anakin as he's forced to possibly kill his own friend, but he doesn't kill him in the end. It started off very well, but the movie, what really got it good was the third act, when Anakin actually started to turn into Darth Vader, because you feel bad for Anakin, but it's also kind of... This is also the movie where you get scared of the bad guy, Palpatine, because in the sixth movie, you you don't get scared by him, but you really just want to punch the bastard in the face, upon realizing that he was the one who did all this to the Skywalkers. He's the one who got the galaxy into this entire thing. Darth Vader is just a tool. Palpatine actually did all this. You want to punch him in the face, but this is the movie where you kind of get scared of Palpatine, because you see that you kind of see how dangerous he is, not just how powerful he is as the Sith Lord, but how dangerous he is and what he can get others to do for him. And that's kind of a scary concept, because I find it scary, these kinds of people who can manipulate people, even probably the best of people to do dark deeds. I kind of find something scary about that, and Palpatine is one of those people. But also, what lies behind this calm and calculating political mind is a monster. The scene where when Palpatine gets pissed off, Mace Windu and three other Jedi, Agen Kalas, Tien, and Kit Fisto, come to arrest him. he lunges at them like an animal. He makes this war cry, draws his lightsaber, and goes spinning into action, and he merely kicks, and he almost kicks their asses. Yeah, there is some debate actually that he intentionally lost that fight to get Anakin on his side, but mainly the tension is like how everything is falling apart between these characters. Anakin and Padme as well, like they're trying to hold on to each other, but Anakin's ability to love is getting clouded by what he's getting himself into. The dark side it's torturing him and it's tearing him apart, but he's sticking to it because it's like this kind of addictive power, but he also sees it as his key to do good. And he wants to help Padme so much, but he is getting devoured by this darkness that lies inside his power, his new powers. And Padme refuses to believe that this is going on with him, but eventually she comes to the conclusion that Anakin really has turned into a monster. But what I like is like how she's dying. She tells Obi-Wan like what happened in the 6th movie when it was proved that Darth Vader really did have good in him, and she tells him that there's still good in him, and that was like, yeah, the real strength of the movie was in the ending, because all of the characters were facing their moral quandaries. They were becoming what they would become in the later movies, like Anakin. The moment where like he burns and then they take him in for surgery to make him into Darth Vader. They like how Palpatine makes them keep him awake during the surgery so he can become so that he could see more into the dark side. That was like it really, I saw this movie when I was like 7 or 8, and it scared the living shit out of me. 2 scenes where one where Anakin was wounded and his eyes were glowing yellow. That scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. And the scene where Palpatine was turning into the Emperor, when he was getting the Sith lightning deflected back at him and it was revealing his true form. That scene also scared the shit out of me. But also, what I liked was basically how the main concept of the story is, I love how everything is falling apart before the character's eyes. The whole world is going to hell, and there's nothing they can do to stop it. And we both despise Palpatine, and we're scared of him at the same time. But don't get me wrong, this movie did have flaws too. For example, I thought that the fight between Obi-Wan Kenobi and General Grievous could have been a lot better. I mean, if you saw the animated series, not the CGI series, but the actual animated series, you know what Grievous was capable of. I mean, he was like a whirlwind of mad skills with those lightsabers of his. And I know that he'd been wounded by Mace Windu, and that kind of affected his fighting style later on. But there was this one scene where he starts spinning his wrists, and he goes towards Obi-Wan with sparks, but then Obi-Wan blocks it pretty easily, and then he kicks his ass pretty easily too. And that fight scene could have been a lot better. And also the fight between Palpatine and the 4 Jedi. I think this is mainly because of the Ian McDiarmid, the actor who plays Palpatine, is pretty old, so I guess this had to do with some of his natural reflexes being decreased or something like that, and he had to sort of keep it down. But that fight could have been a lot better. And I do wish that there was this I do kind of wish that he would have landed at least one blow on Mace Windu, maybe a scratch on him or something. I wish that happened too. But ultimately, I thought it was a great story with one kick-ass conclusion. I love the fight between Palpatine and Yoda too. You can feel the power between these two great Force users. I love that, and in my opinion, it's one of the best, if not the best movie things in the Star Wars saga, and I love this movie. I love it. Say what you want, but I love this movie.